Today we're covering the topic of how do you handle difficult questions from your young people, especially difficult questions around the topics of sex or sending nudes or pornography. When I talk to parents, many parents report that they are shocked by things that can come out of their children's mouths. At times they feel uncomfortable or intimidated about answering questions or having conversations. I try to teach parents something we call the AVA Principle. Affirm, validate, acknowledge. If a question comes up, it's often not delivered perfectly. In fact, it might be encased in adolescent immaturity. Let's say the question is something like, what's wrong with sending nudes, or what's wrong with looking at people's breasts or tits, or whatever language your young person uses. Now, this may not happen in your family, but sometimes these things occur spontaneously because of things that are seen on a screen, or perhaps in conversations as you're traveling in the car as a family together. And I want you to remember to stay calm and remember AVA. Affirm the questioner. Affirm the question. Why? Because if you don't, they're going to take that question to someone else. They're going to take that question most likely to an online space, and you want to be the one that they go to with their questions. So resist the temptation as a parent to dismiss it, to say, oh, that's disgusting, or I can't believe you said that, or whatever your natural response may be. I want to encourage you to actually go the other way and maybe catch your young person off guard and say, hey, thank you for asking that. That's a really good question, or that's a really good topic to bring up. Secondly, I want to encourage you to validate the person and the question. Again, say, thank you. That is a good topic. That's an important topic, and I'm glad you asked it. This is not what your young person will be expecting to hear, and it may not be what you want to say. But I want to encourage you that these questions are deep. These questions are important, even if they come out really in an immature way. So you want to validate the question. You want your young person to know that their desires and their questions and the whole topic of the human person and human sexuality is actually a really good topic. This is a good thing. It can often be misplaced and misused, particularly with adolescents, but you want to validate this topic as being okay to talk about. Lastly, I want to encourage you to acknowledge that the topic is difficult. I'm sure, even I find it difficult, so I'm sure you will find these topics difficult when they're spoken about. So acknowledge that, and acknowledge that maybe you don't have all the answers, but that you'd like to have a conversation with your young person, that you'd like to journey with them on these topics. So even if that makes you or them feel really, really awkward, so be it. Any conversation is a good conversation. Any conversation that's coming from a parent is validating, it's affirming, and most of all, the evidence will suggest it's the most impactful of any information they'll receive. So let me encourage you, when tricky questions come up around sexting, sending nudes, consent, pornography, sexual interactions, try to remember the AVA Principle. I think that's a great way to create a safe place for your young person to come to you, and you are definitely the best person for them to come to.